Welcome to the City Council Workshop for Tuesday, December 16th, 2025. Citizens may address the council regarding any item of city business that is not on tonight's agenda. Do we have anybody that would like to speak? Moving forward to general items, we have the appointment of Peggy Pollock to the Laurel Urban Renewal Agency for a 4-year term ending December 31st, 2029. You have something to say?
Yes.
Okay.
The 25 legislature changed the way TIF districts and urban renewal agencies are required to be organized. They did provide some transition language, but they are requiring for all urban renewal districts and TIF districts that as terms come available, and I thought that was me, I get away with one, have a member appointed representing the local school district and a member representing the county. At this point in time, Peggy has been recommended by the school board. Cheryl Hill's term is expiring here the end of December, and we're required under Senate Bill 3 to replace Cheryl with Peggy. But we have another item, and I'll dive forward a little bit to that here, and that is to change the makeup of the LURA board, taking it from 5 members to 7. I think that will give us some bigger diversity, but I'll talk about that in the future. But right now, the appointment before you is to put Peggy on the board because Montana law says we have to. And I have a copy of Senate Bill 3 if anybody would like to look at it.
Questions?
I didn't think so.
Any questions for Forrest? Okay. Moving on, we have the appointment of Cheryl Hill to the Laurel Urban Renewal Agency Advisory for a 4-year term ending December 31st, 2029.
Don't need notes for this one. Cheryl has served on the Laurel Urban Renewal Agency board for several years, has a tremendous passion for what we're doing, and has been key as we've taken and moved forward with a number of projects that you've seen that are either in the pipeline or set to go to construction. Cheryl is still interested. She makes the meeting, she takes the notes, prepares the minutes. She's a valuable member of the committee and is willing to step into an advisory role while we sort through the ordinance change and move forward from there. Anything Cheryl would like to add?
Thank you, Mayor and council members. I just wanted to stand up here and say that I have been a part of it for a couple years and I have enjoyed it. I've enjoyed working and seeing these projects hopefully finally after I think 15, 20 years come to fruition. I am passionate about it, and I will say that I'm a little disheartened to have to step down to advisory. Because of the hand that we are laid right now as far as like the situation of this not being brought to your guys' attention before. But I want you guys to understand, and I want everyone to know that I still, even though I'm now no longer going to be a voting member and be on the advisory, I am interested in doing that. And if you guys so choose to change the bylaws from 5 to 7, I'm in and I want to stay in. I just wish I didn't have to change right now. I wish that would have been kind of brought to you guys earlier, to be honest with you. And we wouldn't have to do this, but I just want you guys to know, and the mayor and everyone at the city, that I'm here and I don't want to go away, even though I have to step down for advisory for a little bit. I hope that here shortly that I can kind of go back up because that's what I want. I want to see these projects. I think they're very beneficial for our city and I want to see them happen. So thank you.
I remember 3 or 4 years ago, we had to Shanghai people and strong arm people people to be on Laura board. And it's great that the businesses have stepped up and become members and really taken this forward. So we'll move that forward. So any questions for Cheryl or anything? Okay, under executive review, we have an ordinance amending Title 20, Chapter 2 of the Laurel Municipal Code related to the Laurel Urban Renewal Agency.
Again, this is driven by Senate Bill 3 and the municipal ordinance. The proposal is to take the Lura board from 5 members, voting members, to 7. We can certainly do that because we have another issue coming forward. At some point when we have another vacancy on the board, we have to have a county member appointed. Currently, that seat is quasi-occupied by Judy. She lives out in the county, and she has approached the county commissioners for their recommendation to continue to serve when the next term appointment comes up. But as we look at it, we should, as the mayor pointed out, count ourselves fortunate that we have people passionate about serving on this board. We're accomplishing things, we're moving forward. I go to communities and they can't find 5 members for a board of adjustment to implement their freaking zoning. If we've got 7 people willing to serve and participate on the Lura board, let's make that happen and move forward would be my recommendation to the mayor and council.
Questions? Councilmember Mize?
Not exactly a question, but is that House bill in our packets? And if not, could we have it for next week, just so, I don't think it'll,
Senate Bill 3.
just so we're more informed for our vote.
I have a copy of Senate
That'd be
Bill 3. I will give it to Brittany before I leave, Mayor.
Thank you.
You have anything?
Nope.
Thank you, Mayor and Council, for having this on the agenda tonight. I really appreciate it and it being brought forward. I have a few comments to bring forward about it. It is really disheartening to have Cheryl, a dedicated member, and the secretary have to step down in a role when the Lura board has been working on this since September. And we have been fighting to get it to you since September. So it's really disheartening that it's just now being brought to you. And that I want to thank the attorney for getting this last Friday and working on it over the weekend, just so it could be on today's agenda. The Lura board is volunteers. And like the mayor said, we were struggling just a few years ago to have those seats filled. And it's really discouraging when you're having to fight for something like that, something so simple. It's hard to volunteer your time. So I appreciate it being on the agenda, and I hope that we can have positivity moving forward because we have a lot of good projects coming up, and I want all of the board members that have been working hard, especially Cheryl, to be able to be a part of that. And it's exciting for the community. Thank you.
Anything else? Have any council issues? Councilmember Closey?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a reminder that we changed our schedule for next week. Our budget and finance will be Monday night at 5:30, and then our city council will be at 6:30 Monday instead of Tuesday.
Council President Sparks?
And just dovetailing on that, our emergency services committee meeting's canceled for this month.
Any other council issues? Any other items? Attendance at the upcoming meeting? Under announcements, we have to go on Councilmember Closey's announcement. We have the swearing in for newly elected officials next week, December 22nd. at the city council meeting? You had something you told me and I forgot.
It was brought to our attention this morning from the city clerk treasurer that the budget finance meeting for the first meeting in January, there was 3 people on that budget finance committee. Well, actually, all the committee. She was wondering how we can have the budget finance meeting before the regular city council meeting. So she brought that to my attention this morning. We discussed it, and essentially the new council members take over at a workshop the week prior to that. Because city council cannot have action at workshops, you essentially have nobody to sit on budget finance for the following week. And so we were discussing, do we cancel the budget finance committee because Councilmember Mize was on that, Councilmember Sparks, Council President Sparks was on that committee, Councilmember Wheeler, and Councilmember Closey. So Councilmember Closey got reelected. So his term had ended. Typically, the council has where you set the committees, you make recommendations if you want to be on those committees, get it over to the mayor. The council takes action. We were trying to figure out how to take action at a 6:30 meeting for what was supposed to be a budget finance meeting for 5:30. So we're wrestling with that. I had briefly talked to the mayor about that, and the only thing I could think of is if current council members, the re-elected council members, and the council members that are council-elect could get a list of the committees that they want to sit on so that we could possibly hold a special council meeting after the workshop. If the council, especially just for the budget finance, hold a special council meeting after the workshop to have the council agree with the appointments to the budget finance meeting so that the budget finance meeting can happen. And so that was the discussion. We barely had any discussion before the meeting to talk about it, but I just wanted to get a little bit of feedback from the council on, it is a workshop, so there's no action taken, but how you would like to move forward if you just would start liking to put together the committees that you would want to sit on so that we possibly could hold a special council meeting, I think on January 6th, to at least appoint the members to the Budget Finance Committee so you can actually hold a Budget Finance Committee the following week. Is everyone following me? So that's just what we had discussed earlier. Like I said, it came up at the last minute today. The question about how we hold the budget finance meeting for January 13th. I was like, well, we'll have to cancel it. And then they said, well, we got to pay claims and we got to pay payroll and we got to do that. And they usually review that at budget finance. So anyway, so I would just hope that the council members and the council elect people can get some kind of understanding where they want to sit on the committees and going forward. And maybe we could have a special council meeting with a recommendation on January 6th. So with the holidays next week, and then we have an off week, we have essentially 3 weeks before that meeting. Is that right? Am I doing my math right? 3 weeks to shake things out and get something going if we wanted to hold a special council meeting. And if we don't want, I mean, if you guys don't want to, but I think it's imperative that you continue on with city business and we try to get something worked out and we have time. But my only thought was we have a special council meeting after the workshop. So if anyone's got any better ideas.
If you want to be on one of the committees, just shoot me an email with your preference. So, and we'll move forward from there. We have anything else? If not, we're adjourned.